Is breakfast really the most important meal of the day? Well, that's debatable, especially if you suffer from high blood sugar levels. While many food corporations want you to believe that their products are great for your overall health, some foods, especially when eaten in the morning, can potentially wreck your glucose control for the rest of the day, while impairing your long-term insulin sensitivity. So let's take an important look at the 7 worst breakfasts for your blood sugar. Okay, I think we should start with many people's first choice for a morning pick-me-up: fruit juices. A big glass of OJ in the morning sounds refreshing and invigorating, but let's face it, fruit juice may end up doing you more harm than good. First, they are loaded with fructose, a fruit sugar which may not actually cause a rapid spike in your blood sugar, but that's because it gets metabolized by your body very differently, and potentially very dangerously. Why's that? Well, fructose goes directly to your liver, where it becomes either blood glucose or fat. That's why this form of sugar is directly linked to weight gain and fatty liver disease. Regularly drinking fruit juices and fructose is also linked to heightened inflammation, as well as elevated triglycerides, which increases your risk of developing heart disease, insulin resistance, and type 2 diabetes. Meanwhile, drinking your fruit means that you will be missing out on any meaningful fiber content you would normally receive from eating that same fresh whole fruit. In fact, by some estimates, eating a whole apple will give you 11 times more dietary fiber than drinking a serving of apple juice. Plus, many processed fruit juices can contain hidden amounts of added sugars and other unhealthy chemical preservatives. Therefore, just say no to the juice and eat the real deal with a serving of fresh whole fruit. What do you think about fruit and blood sugar control? How much fruit do you eat? And which one is your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. And stay tuned to learn about another popular morning fruit favorite that may not be the best idea for your afternoon glucose control. Now, let's keep those morning drinks flowing. Or actually, let's hold back on the coffee concoctions. Sure, it's very convenient and extremely tempting to stop off at your local coffee shop for a delicious iced coffee drink on your way into the office. But most times, these drinks will supply huge doses of carbohydrates and fat with zero fiber. In fact, Starbucks reports that their 16-ounce caramel frappuccino clocks in at 380 calories, with 16 grams of fat and 54 grams of sugar. And if you enjoy those extra sugary treats in your drink, like a drizzle of caramel or a dollop of whipped cream, it will only increase your chances of a blood sugar spike, and then a staggering glucose crash a short time later, slowing you down and wearing you out before you've even reached lunchtime. But even at home, you can be led astray by certain coffee corporation traps. For instance, did you know store-bought flavored creamers come loaded with added sugars, preservatives, and even thickening agents and emulsifiers? These chemicals may improve the texture and taste of the product, but some research now suggests that emulsifiers may cause inflammation and damage to your digestive system. Also, avoid powdered creamers, as their shelf lives are extended using partially hydrogenated oils. This type of fat can increase your levels of artery-clogging LDL cholesterol, while also heightening your blood sugar. Instead, keep it simple with black coffee. After all, studies show that coffee beans hold a range of diabetes-fighting antioxidants, including chlorogenic acid. In fact, studies have found that regularly drinking black coffee can boost your metabolism, reduce your inflammation, and improve your insulin sensitivity. So, those are the most notorious liquids to avoid, though there is one more to watch out for in the morning, and I'll tell you what that is a little later in this video. If you find this topic helpful, please give us a like and subscribe to our channel for more diabetes-fighting content. Now, I want to show you a potentially blood sugar destabilizing breakfast food that could add on the pounds: processed pork products, bacon, sausage, and sliced ham. Let's face it, you had to know this classic and beloved morning food would make an appearance on this list, and for good reason. processed pork products are often high in saturated fats, the type which are known for clogging arteries, increasing visceral fat, and heightening insulin resistance. These pork products are also typically cured using large helpings of sodium. That's why pork breakfast meats are linked to hypertension. In turn, this can increase your risk of heart disease, stroke, and even kidney problems. Plus, processed meats are considered highly inflammatory, and chronic inflammation can directly contribute to the development and progression of type 2 diabetes, along with a host of other serious metabolic disorders. On top of all this, while these processed pork foods will give you a bit of protein, they are extremely lacking in other meaningful nutrients, and of course, they will supply no fiber. So, as much as you may dream the night away thinking about a few slices of morning bacon, in real life, get your protein and healthy fat from a scrambled egg or even a bowl of Greek yogurt. But at this point, you may be wondering, what are some other healthy breakfast options for better blood sugar balance? Stay tuned to the end of this video, because I'll show you a few more energizing and satisfyingly delicious morning choices that also aid your insulin sensitivity. Now, I'd also like to know, do you feel that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, or do you skip it entirely? Let me know, comment below. Now, tomorrow morning, don't tire yourself out immediately with this beloved breakfast: bagels and cream cheese. Well, it breaks my heart and my stomach to add this to the list, but sadly, a filling and satisfying bagel with cream cheese in the morning will set you up for an unhealthy and possibly very uncomfortable day, while also dealing damage to your long-term insulin sensitivity. Here's why. Most bagels are made from highly refined white flour, but thanks to the refining process, most all of the dietary fiber is stripped away. So refined carb foods, including bagels, will be broken down extremely quickly in your digestive system. To make matters worse, many bagels are fairly large and dense, which means they will contain a significant amount of carbohydrates, often 40 to 60 grams or more, all in one serving. That means eating a large bagel on an empty stomach can lead to a rapid and dramatic spike in your blood sugar levels. But don't go making it worse by trying to make your bagel more delicious with highly processed, high-fat cream cheese. This spreadable cheese is typically overflowing with artery-damaging saturated fats. Plus, many types of cream cheese, especially those flavored varieties, contain added sugars and other detrimental chemical agents. So, a smear of cream cheese can contribute to increased cholesterol levels, more inflammation, worsened insulin resistance, and a heightened risk of cardiovascular disease. Instead, if you are craving that classic carb plus fat morning meal, make it diabetic friendly with a slice of 100% whole grain toast and some sliced avocado. So you should really be thinking of a lighter choice in the morning. That may lead you to believe that yogurt is the way to go. But hold on a sec, because while some types of yogurt can be very beneficial for your glucose control, you should absolutely avoid flavored yogurts. Yes, even plain yogurt contains sugar, but it's mostly in the form of lactose, which is fairly low glycemic index, and it has been shown to increase your body's absorption of certain important minerals, including calcium and zinc. Flavored yogurt products, on the other hand, contain significant amounts of other less natural, high glycemic added sugars, including that dreaded high fructose corn syrup, which is linked to an increased risk of obesity, fatty liver disease, and diabetes. In some cases, flavored yogurts can supply a whopping 15 to 30 grams of sugar per serving. And without any fiber, quickly downing a large portion size of flavored yogurt will most definitely lead to a steep and fast blood sugar spike, and an inevitable blood sugar crash a short time later. Plus, while some types of yogurt, especially Greek yogurt, can be a good source of digestion-slowing protein, flavored yogurts typically contain far less protein, but still significant amounts of fat. Worse still, certain flavored yogurts are marketed as low-fat or fat-free. But don't be fooled. If they have removed fat content, the food manufacturer will surely have added extra sugar content in order to add more flavor back to their precious product. Now, you may think this breakfast drink is good for you, but think again and avoid breakfast smoothies. It is true that some styles of smoothie, especially those that are vegetable-based, can actually set you up for a healthy day. However, be sure to say no to those store-sold, sugar-loaded smoothie creations. Oftentimes, fruit smoothie drinks are not only expensive, they are overloaded with high-sugar tropical fruits, like mangoes, pineapples, and bananas. Eating a small serving of these fruits on their own can bring many health benefits, and shouldn't spike your blood sugar. But smoothie drinks are jam-packed with multiple servings of fruit, and can supply a huge dose of fructose all at once. And often, these beverages are processed in a manner which removes much of their beneficial fiber content. On top of that, many store-sold smoothies are secretly supplied with extra sweetness, with syrups, artificial sweetening agents, fruit concentrates, sugary yogurts, and in some cases, milk, or even ice cream. And at the end of the day, liquid calories and liquid sugars are metabolized and absorbed into your bloodstream much quicker than sugar you eat. So don't be surprised if drinking a smoothie leads to a huge blood sugar spike, followed by a sudden drop in your energy levels. Be sure to stick around to the end of this video to get a little taste of some better breakfast options for your blood sugar and your weight management. Now, for today's final, less than helpful morning food, let's go back to the basics with pancakes and waffles. Yes, it's true. The most known, loved, and widely available breakfast classic is probably also the most damaging to your blood sugar. Sadly, these morning staples are typically made from that highly refined white flour, which of course will be quickly broken down into glucose once inside your digestive system. And naturally, or well, unnaturally, these fluffy bites are totally lacking in dietary fiber. This makes both pancakes and waffles less filling, which makes them very easy to accidentally overeat. To add insult to injury, most pancakes and waffles add sugar for deliciousness, with highly processed syrups, powdered sugar, fruit preservatives, or whipped cream. I don't have to tell you that any of these additions on their own are not great for you. And of course, putting them all on your carb-loaded pancake or waffle will surely lead to an incredible glucose spike and dramatic blood sugar crash. In the end, pancakes and waffles are both prime examples of a diabetes-wrecking, high-carb, low-fiber breakfast. However, if you absolutely love either or both of these morning classics, there is a solution. Make your waffles and pancakes at home, and use whole grain, almond, or coconut flour. This will at least provide more fiber content, thereby helping to reduce the risk of a post-meal blood sugar spike and pre-lunch crash. And be sure to avoid those sugary additions, especially glucose-spiking maple syrup and fat-heavy whipped cream. Well, those are the most dangerous morning foods and drinks for your blood sugar. Of course, you should also watch out for those sugary cereals, white bread toasts with sugary jams, and carb-loaded, sugar-enriched pastry products. Instead, here are just a few healthier options to get you going in the morning. Black coffee, steel-cut oatmeal with fresh berries, Greek yogurt with nuts and seeds, avocado on whole grain toast, and even a scrambled egg with fresh salsa.